Hello and welcome. Are you looking for a quick recap of Combined Science Paper 2 that took place in June 2024? Well, you are in the right place. In this video, we will provide a concise summary of the entire paper, highlighting key points and takeaway from each section. Whether you are looking to reinforce your understanding, identify areas for improvement, or simply want a refresher, this summary is designed to help. So let's get started and review key points from Combined Science Paper 2 exam, June 2024 edition. Female parts of the flower include stigma, style, ovary, and ovule. The part that produces the male sex cell in a flower is known as anther. And then on B, part 1, we're supposed to calculate the total number of seeds that were sown if 20,000 seeds germinated. So first we are going to let the total number of seeds sown be X. So we are saying 40% of X is equal to 20,000. And then we need to make X the subject of formula. We are going to divide both sides by 40% so that our total number of seeds is going to be 50,000. And then the reason why percentage germination was low is because the seeds were planted in winter where low temperatures are experienced. This causes seeds to have slower metabolism, resulting in low percentage germination. Liver is affected by excessive alcohol consumption because it is going to result in liver cirrhosis. And then the reason why people abuse drugs is experimental purposes, history within the family, peer pressure, and stress due to divorce. The effects of tobacco smoking by a pregnant woman, it is going to result in low birth weight and premature birth, increased risk of miscarriages, stillbirth and sudden infant death syndrome, increased risk of preterm labor and delivery. And then the effects of glue sniffing to the human body, it is going to affect the brain cells in functioning, causing the memory loss, increased risk of accidents causing injuries. It is going to result in liver and kidney damage and also sudden death. And then on 3A part 1, we are supposed to state the river which has alkaline water. We are going to select river Z because alkaline is from 7 and above. And then the one that is going to have the fish being able not to survive is river X because the pH is lower than 5.7. They're supposed to be in the range of 5.7 to 8.5. So 3.5 is less than 5.7. Neutralization reaction results when we react acid and bases together to form neutral substance, that is salt and water. And then on part C, we are supposed to calculate the concentration. First step is to find the number of moles of sodium carbonate. We are going to say given mass over molecular mass. The given mass is 212 grams. The molecular mass is 106. So if we're saying 212 divided by 106, we are going to get 2 moles. Then the concentration, we say number of moles over volume, 2 over 0.25 in order to get the concentration is 8 moles per cubic decimeter. Number 4, homologous series is collection of organic compounds with same general formula that differs only in carbon chain length. And then on part 2, X belong to an alkane, Y list Y belong to an alcohol. And then on B part 1, the reason why we can't classify Y as a hydrocarbon is that it is containing oxygen, which disqualifies it from being a hydrocarbon, as hydrocarbon contain hydrogen and carbon only. And then on part 2, You're supposed to calculate percentage composition by mass of hydrogen in molecule X. So first you need to find the molecular mass of methane. It is going to be 12 plus 4, which is equals to 16, and we are having 4 hydrogens. So we say 4 over 16 times 100% in order to get 25%. Then number 5, we're supposed to calculate energy or work done. The formula is force times distance. So we say 8 newtons times 0.05 meters in order to get our answer is 0.4 joules. And then on part B, we're supposed to complete the diagram to show the shadow formed. It is going to be presented like what I have done on the diagram. You're supposed to have a cast shadow, which is going to be darker in color and also circular in shape. And then the region that is in between is known as shadow cone. So we should label that region shadow cone and label the cast shadow and also the arrows showing that they are moving from the light source. And then on part C, you're supposed to write energy chain to show the energy changes that occur when a torch is switched on. Chemical energy stored in the cells is converted into electrical energy, which is transformed into light energy and heat energy to cause torch bulb to glow. On number 6, Newton's third law of motion states that for every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. Applications of Newton's third law of motion are experienced when we jump out from the boat. The rocket that is going upwards pushes the hot gases downwards. And then on B part 1, we are supposed to indicate using an arrow on the diagram the frictional force. It is the one that is going to oppose the motion. And then on 2, we are supposed to calculate the resultant force. Applied force is 280 newtons. So we say 280 newtons is equal to resultant plus friction, and we need to make resultant the subject of formula. So we are going to subtract 80 from 280 so that our resultant force is going to be 200 newtons. And then on part 3, we're supposed to calculate acceleration. According to Newton's second law of motion, acceleration is equal to force over mass. So we are going to use the resultant force, and then we say 200 divided by 40 to get our acceleration is 5 meters per second squared. We are now on the biology section. We are supposed to state 2 laboratory safety rules. We should not eat food or a drink in the lab. We should maintain a clean and organized workspace and dispose waste properly. We should wear goggles, gloves, and lab coats, and also follow fire safety protocols. The materials that can be used for firefighting in the lab are fire extinguisher, fire resistant hoods, fire blankets, and emergency shower and eye wash stations. And then on C part 1, we're supposed to describe how waste chemicals can be properly disposed of in a lab. So we need to identify waste and separate waste by hazard class, e.g. flammable or corrosive. Use designated waste container. Avoid mixing chemicals that are incompatible, and consider using hazardous waste disposal services. Disadvantage, we're supposed to state into methods of disposing litter. We have recycling, composting, incineration. And then the disadvantage, recycling can release harmful pollutants into air and water. Composting can attract unwanted pests and wildlife, which can create public health risk and damage property. Incineration will emit toxins that harm local air quality. Let us move on to number 8. Number 8, we are supposed to explain advantages of breathing in through the nose. Breathing through the nose help filter out dust, allergens, so that clean air enters the respiratory system. It humidify the air you breathe in and warm it before it gets into your lungs. And then on part 2, we're supposed to describe the process of gaseous exchange between the alveolus and the blood. Exchange of gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen, occurs between alveoli and blood capillary by simple diffusion. This naturally occurs according to the partial pressure gradient of respective gases. Oxygen from alveoli diffuse into blood, whilst carbon dioxide from blood diffuses into the alveoli. And then on B, part 1, we are supposed to state into differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So aerobic occurs in the presence of air, whilst anaerobic, the presence of air is not required. Aerobic first occurs in cytoplasm, then mitochondria, and anaerobic occurs entirely in cytoplasm. The products for aerobic are carbon dioxide and water. The products for anaerobic lactic acid and alcohol. In aerobic, glucose is completely oxidized, whilst it is partially oxidized in anaerobic respiration. And state into disease of respiratory system that are linked to tobacco smoking. We have emphysema, chronic bronchitis, and lung cancer. Let us move on to number 9. Number 9, outline the route of sperm from the vagina to the site of fertilization. Sperms are transported through the vagina, cervix, and uterus to oviduct, where they can fertilize the ovum. And then B, part 1, we are supposed to state and explain into adaptation of sperm to its function. So sperm have a tail to move towards the egg cell. The middle section is pegged with main mitochondria to provide energy for movement. Sperm have acrosome, that is the part of the tip of head that releases enzyme to digest egg membrane. Sperm have streamlined shape to allow easier swimming. And then on part 2, we are supposed to state N4 differences between an egg and a sperm cell. Egg cell is a female gamete, while a sperm cell is male gamete. Egg cell is produced in ovary. Sperm cell is produced in testes. Egg cell is circular in shape. Sperm cell is streamlined in shape. The centriole is absent in egg cell, whilst it is present in sperm cell. Egg cell is the largest cell in human body, whilst sperm is the smallest cell in human body. Number 10, chlorine and bromine are some of group 7 elements. State the number of electrons in chlorine atom. We have 17 electrons. Then we are supposed to draw a diagram to show electronic structure of chlorine atom. It is going to be like this. It is supposed to have the first shell is supposed to be filled by 2 electrons, the second by 8, and lastly by 7. And then we are supposed to state the charge that is carried by an ion of chlorine. It is -1. 2 physical properties of bromine are: it is liquid at room temperature, it is reddish brown in color, it is pungent and irritating. And then the uses of bromine: it is used as alternative to chlorine in water purification. It is effective pesticide used as soil fumigant. It is used as fire retardant to prevent things from catching fire. And then part C, explain why chlorine displaces bromine ions in an aqueous solution. In halogens, the reactivity decreases down the group, which implies that chlorine is going to be more reactive than bromine. Therefore, it is going to displace bromine from an aqueous solution of metal bromide. Let us move on to number 11. Number 11, the process of coating iron wedding ring with gold is known as electroplating. 2 reasons for coating the ring with gold are: it helps to improve the durability of the ring increasing rings resistance to corrosion. Gold plating, it is going to enhance the ring's appearance, giving it a luxurious and attractive look. And then the disadvantage is that it can wear off over time, exposing the underlying metal. And then on part 4, we are supposed to state with a reason any other metal which can be used to coat the ring. So we can use silver. Silver is used to coat the ring because of its luxurious appearance. Or we can use titanium. It is used for its durability. Then on part 4, we are supposed to state in differences between a physical change and a chemical change. Physical change is temporary, chemical change is permanent. It is reversible and chemical change is irreversible. In physical change, the substance changes state or form without altering its chemical composition. But when it comes to chemical change, the chemical composition changes, resulting in new substance formed with different properties. Energy may or may not be released or absorbed in physical change, but in chemical change, energy is released or absorbed during chemical change. Example of physical change is ice melting into water. Example of chemical change is rusting of iron. And these are examples of compounds. We have magnesium oxide, sodium chloride, magnesium carbonate, and aluminium oxide, and others. Number 12, Fig 12.1 shows the reaction of magnesium ribbon with steam. Write a word equation for the reaction. So we are going to have magnesium plus steam to give us magnesium oxide plus hydrogen. State with a reason the reducing agent in the reaction. Magnesium is reducing agent because it is going to reduce water by withdrawing oxygen from it, causing reduction of water to hydrogen as it is going to lose oxygen. Then part B, name the element that is combined with iron to form cast iron. We use carbon. And then two properties of cast iron. It is non-malleable. It cannot be bent, straight, or hammered into a shape. It is extremely hard and brittle, so it is very difficult to weld. And then two uses of cast iron. It is used in the production of cookware, like frying pans. It is also used to manufacture cast iron pipes, which are used for gas and water distribution. Number 13, examples of characteristics that shows continuous variation with height, weight, shoe size, blood pressure, and temperature. Type of distribution that is represented by discontinuous variation is known as discrete distribution. And when making 5 counts using tally method, we are going to have 4 vertical lines and 1 diagonal line. And then on part 2, we are supposed to identify type of data presentation method which uses plotted points as a stage in the process of presenting data. It is scatter plot. So the stages that are followed in the construction of pie chart are, first we need to gather the information that we want to present on pie chart. We divide the data into categories and calculate percentage of each category relative to the whole. Choose a key, draw a circle using pencil and canvas, add some slice and add title, finalize and refine the pie chart. Number 14, base unit of newtons. Isn't it we say force is equal to mass times acceleration. Mass is measured in kgs, while its acceleration is measured in meters per second squared. So we are going to write kilogram meters per second squared. Manometer is used to measure fluid pressure. And then here we want to find the pressure of gas if atmospheric pressure is 2 pascals. So pressure of gas is atmospheric pressure plus pressure due to change in height. So pressure due to change in height is density times height times gravity. We are going to substitute correctly so that we get our answer is 2.3 pascals. We are supposed to explain why the base of dam is broader or thicker than the top. So the pressure of water stored in the dam increases with the depth. At the bottom of dam is broader at the bottom to support the increase in water pressure. And then on D part 1, we are supposed to describe how a siphon works. So siphon works by using atmospheric pressure to push liquid from a higher point to a lower point. When the liquid in the siphon is pulled down by gravity, it creates a vacuum that pulls the liquid up and over the top of siphon and into the lower container. And then we are supposed to state application of pressure exerted to a fluid is applied in irrigation system, firefighting equipment, and generation of hydroelectric power. And then electric current is flow of electrons in a wire. SI unit of voltage is volts. SI unit of current is amperes. On 1, we are supposed to connect a switch. And then the function of ammeter is used to measure electric current over a given period of time. And then on part 3, we say that the bulbs are arranged in parallel. We are supposed to describe. So we are going to say parallel circuit is one that have 2 or more paths for electricity to flow. And also the bulbs are going to be parallel to each other. And then on C, we are supposed to calculate the total resistance of the resistor. We are going to say product over sum, 2 times 2 over 2 plus 2, which is equal to 1 ohm. And then Ohm's law states that voltage is directly proportional to current. If we increase voltage, it means that the current is also going to increase. So this marks the end of our tutorial today on Summer of Combined Science Paper 2 that was written in June 2024. Thank you so much guys for following me on this channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my videos. I love you all. This is Eve signing out.